All right, what you girls getting ready to do? Feed you guys, huh?
Yeah. Of course I you guys It's hot. Can you put it down? Because yes.
Don't hold it by that. Don't hold it by that. That's the lid. You hold it by that, and all that food comes dumping out. If it opens up.
You're so friendly. You got a hook. Silly. Good duckling.
We have a couple things going on with our basement chicks. We have one of our little chicks has been picked at, and really just their back end and their tail feathers have been picked at, so she's been bleeding and we've been separating her. But the problem is we only had 2 brooders down there, one for chicks and one for ducks. Because we thought, well, because the RK folks and everybody said that that sold us these ducks said that they were pecans, even though we had our doubts. Well, that throws our entire schedule off, because the idea was at 4 or 5, at the most 6 weeks for these ducks, then they're going to be outside living on pasture permanently. So the chicks are outgrowing the one brooder that they have, and we need to consolidate and do some other things to get that set up just really for the chicks, which means the ducks have got to go. We got a duck tractor, I'm calling it, out there, the chickshaw, but it's still too cold. Right now it's very, very warm, but it's supposed to be right back down into the upper 20s and lower 30s next week, so they're not quite ready. We can't do that yet. So we're taking our shed over here, and we kind of cleared some stuff out, and I've got some extra materials around from other projects, and we're going to put together a new duck pen brooder. I can't call it a brooder anymore, they're a little big, but we're going to put something together and then put it inside the shed. This year we needed to get started in February because we don't have any birds yet on the farm, and we want to get that egg laying cycle started by this fall, hopefully, and then they'll kind of taper off, I'm sure, during the winter, but we'll have an established flock going into next spring, and we'll have some eggs throughout the winter. So we wanted to get an early start, kind of had to, but we won't be doing this again. Okay, let's do some stapling. Okay, so here it is. This one's a lot bigger, which will work for the 4 ducks that we have. So it's enough wood to put them together, but to give them extra strength, put just some scrap pieces. This happens to be like a 2x2, and this is an old fence decking baluster, and then like a 2x3. Just scrap pieces I had around to actually screw it in and make it a little more sturdy, because one thing that we end up doing is leaning in and leaning on the box, and I didn't want it to get all funny. The other thing that we did is I had some scrap plastic left over from covering up some wood, so we doubled that over. It's 4 mil, I'm not sure, but we just doubled that over underneath, and now what I'm about to do is fold it up on the outsides and then staple it around. That makes cleanup a whole lot nicer, and I don't really mind what happens in here in the shed, but there's no reason to have it smell like ducks forever. Right after just talking about how I'm going to hang things from the ceiling, I looked over and I've got an old spool of speaker wire. I mean, like heavy duty 14-2 speaker wire. Got really no need for this. I've had it forever. So I'm going to use a speaker wire to hang something down on. And the other good news is, instead of having to manufacture or construct anything, I still had some packing crates and some pieces out behind the shop that I've been scrounging. I have to thank you to everybody who gives away pallets and parts and pieces, because I've been able to build the exact scenario that I hoped I was going to be able to by having lots of supplies and lots of materials just on hand. So whenever I get the chance and supplies get a little low, I take my truck, my trailer, to a couple spots around here and just fill it up with old pallets and packing materials and things like that out behind these industrial centers, and they give it away. They just come out and get it. You help them out, it helps me out. And it is huge to be able to have this quantity of lumber just out and on hand. And I've got a ton of this green mesh stuff. So I'm just going to take a little bit of it and here. It's only supposed to be about 50 tonight, so I'm not really worried about tonight. Later on, if it gets a little cold, and we'll check the temperatures, and we'll be able to drop this and hang it from these through these little slats and get it a little bit lower, a little bit warmer on those sub-freezing nights. But this, we got bungee cords on either side. This is the little net. We'll flap it. You can flop this up and then pull it down nice and tight. Got some fencing staples in the side there to hold the bungee cords down, and this is nice and sturdy. So this is pretty much looking like our end setup. I tried to hang the water. That really didn't work out too well, so I think we're going to use the same platform system that we have downstairs with the big bucket, and that should do just fine.
What, Kristen, you and I